got the happening on.
Mess around with strife. I never was cut out to step or strut out. Give me the simple life. Some find a pleasant dining on pheasant. Those things roll up my knife. Serve me tomatoes, mashed potatoes. Give me the simple life. Cottage small is all I'm after. Not one that's spacious and wide. House that's filled with joy and laughter. Want your love inside. You take the high road, I'll take the low road, far from care and strife. Sounds corny and seedy, oh yes indeedy. Give me the simple life. Yeah, Liz. Carving knife. I'm crazy about sleep, can't do without sleep. Give me the simple life. I love to whittle, play little tune on a Tesson fife. I don't aim to worry, hustle or hurry. Give me the simple life. I creep the dawn and I awaken. Skies clear up above. I like my scrambled eggs and bacon. Served by one that I love. That could be thrilling. Who's willing to be a farmer's wife. Kids call him happy, ooh, yeah. Give me the simple life. It sounds corny and seedy, oh yes indeed. Give me the simple, oh simple life. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Unity Van and Patty Peterson. Good morning. I'm Margie Olson on your Board of Trustees and grateful to be here sharing a few announcements with you today. Number one, if you would take out whatever device or devices you have with you today, check in on social media. Whatever is your favorite, let them know you're here. Let them know they're welcome to come here. And then please silence them. Give yourself and the people around you the gift of this amazing service. So just a few announcements. Number one, today we're having a community meal that's being served by the Uniteens after the second service. $5 for individuals, $15 total for a family. It's going to be hot dishes, salad, bread, dessert. Come and share that community meal with us, and then you can stay for the annual meeting. Very exciting, where we elect our officers for the next year, 1:30 here in the sanctuary. Okay? And then next Sunday, very exciting, after the second service, we will have a facilities and accessibility meeting. So you want to come, we're going to spend a couple of hours starting to do stuff to transform our space. So envision where we need to go here, or what does the space look like and where, and we're going to start planning that. We've been doing this for a couple of years in the background with information that you've given us, and now it's time for us to work together to create our future space so that we can achieve our vision of transforming this world. Okay, so please come. There will be box lunches for $5 before the meeting, and then at 1:30 we'll start talking facilities and accessibility. So please come. Lots more going on at Unity Minneapolis. You'll find that information out in the Garden Court. Also, you can sign up. If you don't already receive Peek at the Week, which is our online newsletter that comes out once a week, you can sign up for that out in the Garden Court too. And now we're going to be led in prayer by Reverend Jeanette.
Good morning. We begin our service with prayer. We thank you, sweet Spirit. We thank you for this day and for all those that pass through our doors and through the doors of our minds. We are grateful for all of the good in our lives and the way everything about us, our days, our weeks, how they happen with you guiding us all the way. We are so grateful. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen. Thank you.
Hey, please join us in the opening song. If you're able, please stand. God is my source. Here we go. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks.
Give thanks.
For all my blessings.
All my blessings.
Joy gives me everything.
Everything I need. This is my source. This is my power. God gives me everything I need.
So I give thanks.
I give thanks.
For all my blessings.
All my blessings.
He gives me everything I need. God is my source.
God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings.
Here we go.
God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, and please be seated. Good morning. Let us affirm together our mission statement found in your order of service. Together, we are a vibrant, inclusive, prosperous spiritual community, inspiring and empowering full expression of the divine within through prayer, education, and service. As you can see, one of our values is that of welcoming. Therefore, one of our favorite things to do here is to put that value into action. So this morning, we invite you to allow us to honor your presence. So if you're here for the first, second, or third time, just take your courage in your hand and raise your hand as I raise my hand. Courage out there. We have courage out here. Keep your hands up, please. Keep your hands up, please, until our ushers get to you. That packet of information tells you a lot about Unity Minneapolis. There's a CD in that packet, a welcoming CD. Also, if there's a card, if you fill it out, we will have a special gift for you at our book desk. The rose is a gift from our congregation so that we can easily recognize you and give you that very personal welcome. All of that's important, and yet one of the most important things that's said on this platform each and every Sunday morning is this, and that is, my dear friends, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, wherever that may be, you're welcome here. We welcome you, we bless you, we behold the living presence of the divine within you. Let's appreciate our guest. We also welcome those that are live streaming with us today. We're grateful that you have decided to join us as well. So thank you for being with us. Now let's greet each other. We do it with a handshake, a hug, a smile, namaste. We ask before we hug. Let's do that. So let's just center ourselves as we prepare for the daily word.
We now move deeper into spirit with the reading of the daily word and the singing of Inside. As the usher brings down the prayer box, you're invited to mentally add your prayers to the written requests in the box. After the service, the prayer box is located in the garden court, where you may add your written requests. Your prayers are then prayed with by our prayer ministry for 7 days, and then they are forwarded to Silent Unity, where they are prayed with for an additional 30 days. The word for today is believe. I believe. The Gospels poignantly communicate a father's pain and frustration when Jesus reminded him that all things are possible for one who believes. The father's son suffered from a serious illness that no one, not even Jesus' disciples, had been able to cure. I believe, help me with my unbelief, the father cried. His son was healed. My journey of faith may not always be straight and smooth. I may at times reach the limit of my human ability to believe. In those moments, I surrender to the divine presence within me. Affirming, I believe, opens my mind and heart to the faith expressed in the life and ministry of Jesus. Through divine presence, the Christ in me, I believe and find the answers to my prayer. Mark 9:24 tells us, immediately the father of the child cried out, I believe, help my unbelief. The word for today is believe.
This world as it is, go inside to find
this holy moment to relax, setting aside any thoughts or things and focus on our breathing. Breathe in those holy breaths that we know is spirit. Feel the perfect love within, flowing in, through, and all around us. We use our mind's eye to feel the good flowing through us. That which is already ours, the kingdom of heaven. It is ours already. The universe meets us where we are. We are divine heirs to all that is God, all that is good. Let us use our mind's eye to see only truth, only our abundance, our perfect health and wholeness, our love. Look within to that kingdom of good, the kingdom of God. Our hopes, dreams, guidance, wisdom. Let us meet the universe in our highest good. Let us relax in the silence while we imagine all that is good, all that is ours. And now, as we return to this space in time, we remember everything that is good is ours. There is no lack in the kingdom of heaven. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still and know try. If you believe, I know you will. Believe in yourself right from the start. You'll have brains and you'll have a heart, and you'll have courage to last your whole life through. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself like I believe in you. Believe that you can go home. Believe you can float on air. Click your heels 3 times if you believe, then you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic you have in your heart. Believe all these things now because I told you to. Just believe in yourself. Oh, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself like I believe in you. I believe in you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So Patty,
Yeah?
you're celebrating something this
Yeah.
week. Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
I
my
had that.
gosh, it happens every year.
I know. It seems to me I'm always
Always
here.
here.
I know. It's perfect.
It's divine order.
It is divine order.
Exactly what's supposed to happen.
I know. Totally.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm celebrating my 12th heart aortic anniversary as a survivor.
As a survivor.
Survivor. And this man came to see me, and that's really the first time I got to hang out with him. He came to me at the hospital. Judy brought him, and it was really amazing. And I have loved you ever since.
It's amazing what a hospital visit will do.
It's
it's
true.
amazing.
You
It's
saved
amazing.
me. You saved me, Reverend Pat.
Oh, no.
Anyway, I'm just, I'm humbled. Somebody said the right word. I emceed an event last week for the John Ritter Foundation, which is what I survived, and it took his life. And the one thing I realized is I'm one of the longest survivors. And sobering is the word that came up. Sobering to recognize that. And I'm also, you know this about me, grateful. So thank you.
Grateful we are. Thank you. Whoa. Wow. I think that was the lesson today, don't you? That was the lesson. Let's just invite the ushers forward, okay? So, I am so excited. First of all, I got to share this with you. A married couple in their early 60s, I won't ask for a show of hands, was celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary in a quiet, romantic little restaurant. And suddenly, a tiny yet beautiful fairy appeared on the table saying, "For being such an exemplary married couple and for being loving to each other all of this time, I will grant you one wish. Oh, I want to travel around the world with my darling husband." The fairy waved her magic wand and poof, 2 tickets for the Queen Mary II appeared in her hands. Talk about the art of living your dreams. The husband thought for a moment, well, this is very romantic, but an opportunity like this will never come again. I'm sorry, my love, but my wish is to have a wife 30 years younger than me. The wife and the fairy were deeply disappointed, but a wish is a wish. So the fairy waved her magic wand, and poof, the husband became 92 years old. The moral of this story, men who are ungrateful should remember fairies are female. Oh my goodness, this book has been just a wonderful reminder for me of not fairies. This book has been a reminder for me of stuff that we already know. And I know that the last few weeks that you've been following along with me, you know this stuff. You've heard this stuff before. Some of it is not brand new for you. But I know without a doubt that for me, I need to be reminded of this. You know, when I talk about truth and we repeat the same things over and over sometimes, I think of an old song my mother used to sing. And she said, you know, sing them over to me again, wonderful, wonderful words of life, beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. And this is what truth is. Truth is about doing the same thing and hearing it over and over again. And Mike Dooley, thanks for reminding us of some of these truths that we have heard, we know, and we've heard again. You know, we started this series with a very important chapter, and that is that thoughts become things. Affirm that with me. Thoughts become things. And if you walk out of this series with that one affirmation, you've got what you need. Thoughts become things, and they're important in our life. And Mike Dooley has added, thoughts become things, so choose the good ones. Choose the good ones. And then also we looked at the importance of that we're always thinking. We cannot turn it off. You know, we go into meditation sometimes and it quiets the mind, but we're always creating. We cannot step out of it, my friends. We cannot put our life on pause and say, well, I don't think I'll play today. I think I'll just let the world take care of itself. We're always co-creating with spirit. That's what we do. So our thinking really creates our reality in our life. So we choose the good ones. And we talked also that second week about the importance of our belief systems. We can choose those good thoughts, but those thoughts always come through a belief system that we have. And we've created a belief system along the way. You know some of your beliefs, and you know probably some of the beliefs that you're changing in your life. You know, as I like to say, we can affirm I'm prosperous 1,000 times each day. And yet at the same time, if we have a belief system, growing up, acquiring it somewhere along the way, and we still have that belief system, that's what's going to continue to manifest in our life. So it's really important for us to, as true students, it's really important for us to get to our beliefs and become aware of our beliefs so that we can change our beliefs in our life. That's what we get to do. And as we change our belief, we transform our consciousness and we transform our life. You know, some way I just recently read it was actually a Science of Mind magazine. And I read this little piece on it, and it says the importance of, where did that thought come from? Where did that thought come from? And we were challenged to look at where that thought would come from and then begin to look back at, why did I think that? What belief am I holding on to that I would think such a thought in my life? What belief would it be? And then, my goodness, how did I acquire that belief? And we don't have to spend a lot of time in on that. We just have to begin to change our thinking, change our belief. And if we have a belief that I'm not worthy, then that's what's going to show up in our life. And I know for me, one of my core things that I've worked on most of my life is I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I won't ask for a show of hands, but we have a special meeting for that, okay? We have a special meeting for that. But by all means, as we continue to look at that, that's what's going to show up in my life unless I, by all means, begin to change it. And then that third week, we looked at gifts from heaven. And we looked at the desires that we have in our heart. Desires, not your mama's desires or your daddy's desires, but your desires in your heart. And there's nothing wrong with these desires. In fact, Emily Cady says it's God knocking at our heart saying it's possible. And so these desires that we have are really just God speaking through us saying, yes, this can happen. This can happen. So honor those desires, and they're gifts from heaven. And we looked at other things that particular week that was also gifts from heaven. Well, I've done about a 180-degree turn on some of these things, but it's like, oh my goodness, channeling a gift from heaven. Something that we all take for granted sometimes that's truly a gift is our intuition. Our intuition is truly a gift. And how often do we not use it? We put it to the side and we say, oh, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then how many times when we don't use it does it come back and kick us in the derriere? Have you noticed that? So it's important for us as we continue to make the decisions in our life, not only to get the facts are important, but also to listen within to that intuition within us. To listen and allow that intuition and allow those feelings to be part of our decision-making process. So that particular week, we looked at gifts from heaven, and then that magical universe called faith. That's so important, that belief that we just read about in the Daily Word this morning, and we also sang about. If we believe, what do you expect in your life? Did you know we always get truly what we expect? We get exactly what we expect. We get exactly what we're thinking about. It's the law. It's the law. So faith is that believing power that we have within us. That if, as Eric Butterworth, my teacher I love so much, he says, if we can conceive it in our mind, of course, and then believe it in our heart, then we can achieve it in our life. Mike Dooley, in this particular book, he says, yes, you can achieve it. And we don't even have to know how we are going to achieve it. I know that's a stretch for many of us, including myself. But Mike Dooley says that the important thing for us to do is to be able to conceive it in order to see it in our life. And once we begin to see it clearly in our life, and we have the desire in our heart to manifest, then the universe does all kind of crazy things to bring it about. Bring it about. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not action that we take. We know the importance of action in our life. It's our fifth principle. Not only do we have to understand these principles, but we have to take the action. We have to take the first step. We have to take that first step and allow Spirit within to guide our steps. Our job, as Mr. Butterworth would say, our job is not to set it right, but our job is to see it rightly. The seeing it rightly is the dream. When we start trying to set it right and fix it, oh my goodness, that's those cursed howls that he so often talks about, Mike Dooley talks about in his book. So it's really important for us to be able to see it clearly in our life. And then also last week, Reverend Phil talked about relationships. And I think that Mike Dooley in his book here also talked about the importance of having great relationships with ourselves. Started having a great relationship with ourselves. And if we want to love ourselves, I believe that all my heart, that we are not going to love anyone any more than we can love ourselves. And for me, I didn't grow up that way, did you? No. But for me, it's really important, my dear friends, to love myself. Because only through loving myself can I love others. And this is not being selfish. And that's a whole big twist and a mind change for me. It's about changing my thinking and taking care of myself and loving myself. And until I do that, I'm not able to be present to you. I'm not able to be present to others. So love yourself. It's important. Pamper yourself. He also talks about the relationship that you have with God. The importance of the relationship that you have with God. You know, one of my favorite lines is how would we know God's speaking if we don't spend time with the God of our understanding? And I've used this many times, and you've heard me before. You know, my mother would go, one word, Pat. I didn't have to guess who was calling. Do you know what I'm talking about? I knew who it was. And those people in our life today, when they speak to you, one word, your name or whatever, you know who's calling. You know who it is. And yet sometimes we want guidance and we want direction from the divine within. And we sometimes wouldn't know the voice if it hit us on the head because we haven't spent time with Spirit. And again, Mr. Butterworth says, it's so important you wouldn't know if your prayers are answered or not. You wouldn't know if your dreams are answered or not because you're not clear about them. You're not clear sometimes about what we want in our own life. Also, I love what he says in this particular chapter of relationships. He says, we need to look at everything. We need to look at everything in such black and white terms. No relationship is ever truly over, as hard as it may seem to believe. Sometimes, no love is ever lost. Let me read that sentence again, because I really thought of me. No relationship is ever truly over, as hard as it may seem to believe sometimes. No love is ever lost. We are eternal. We are timeless. And so are our connections with one another. We're fooled by our physical senses into believing that something is gone, binding us to what has been gained. But whether or not we sense the gain, it is still imparted. So no relationship is ever over. Even if someone transitions in their life, that love is still present. Even if you have had a relationship and you are divorced. Listen to this. I don't know about you, but I grew up in a small southern town where if you were divorced, oh my goodness, it was terrible. But today I believe it's so differently. Sometimes a relationship, and many people think, I'm divorced, I failed. Diddly squat. You didn't fail. The relationship was just complete. Do you get that? The relationship was just complete. No one failed. And the love that you shared is eternal. It's love that you shared is eternal. And we can sense that. So give thanks for all those exes that live in Texas, okay? Because guess what? The love can still be there. This is so important for us as New Thought, especially to realize that this love is eternal. It doesn't stop. Besides, you can appreciate the good times you had in that relationship. Today, I briefly want to touch on some of in chapter 10. He talks about tools that we can use to bring our dreams into manifestation. Of course, he talks a lot about creative visualization. That's that conceiving part in our mind, what we can conceive, that creative visualization. He talks about the use of mantras and affirmations and the use of vision boards or treasure maps. He talks about playing make-believe. The song came to mind. It was Make Believe I Love You, But he also talks about the importance of setting a goal each day, an achievable goal each day. He also talks about the importance of these techniques and these tools, that they are not rigid, that different people use different things in their own life to help to bring this dream into manifestation. He says there's no right or wrong way to gain mastery, and what works for one person may not be at all useful to another person. But he spends probably the bulk of the chapter on creative visualization. Remember, he says, how often does he suggest that we visualize one? How often do we visualize during the day? He suggests once, no more than twice a day, to spend 5 minutes in visualization. Don't get caught up in the hows. The importance about visualization is visualizing the dream complete, and that you are in that dream. You are in that goal, and you visualize it. And I like to call it, it's like active visualization. Active visualization. And visualization for me is different than meditation for me. Meditation is about me letting go, quieting the mind, and going within. Visualization is not that for me. Visualization is actively seeing what I want to achieve in my life, it being a goal or a dream. And perhaps you're not even clear about it. He says that the important thing for us to do is, if we can't see it physically, then what feeling do you want to have? What feeling do you want to have? And feel that feeling. And he also says in his book that the one feeling that is common to most all of us is the feeling of happiness. Do you want to be happy? Yes. Well, you know you are already, don't you? You do know that, don't you? Nobody knows that, okay? Why are you happy already? You're happy already because the happiness is within you. It's a matter of allowing that happiness to come forth. If you're not happy right now, it's a matter of changing your thoughts, changing your mind. You know, how many times have I said, wow, I've got to change my thinking because I realize that I'm going down into a dark place. I want to change my thinking and get out of it, and only I can do that and allow that happiness to come from within. So needless to say, he says that if we cannot see it, then begin to feel the feeling that you want to experience. And he says, remember, visualize the end results and not the cursed hows. Mr. Butterworth, in his book In Spiritual Economics, he writes this. He says, what does he say in Spiritual Economics? He says, seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. You see things not as they are, but as you are. You don't see things as they are. You see things as you are. Your perception is shaped according to your previous experiences, according to your faith, according to where you are in consciousness. When something in your world is awry, inharmony in the office, a business venture that is not working out, or a bank balance that is insufficient to meet current obligations, normally the first concern is to set things right. However, when you understand the law of visualization, you will realize that the greatest need is not to set it right, but to see it rightly. See it as you want to see it. Right seeing is one of the most important keys in the effective demonstration of truth. More important than changing things out there is changing the way you see them. In other words, that thou seest, man become two, thou must. God, if thou seest God, dust, if thou seest dust. If we see good, that's what we're going to see. If we see dust or evil, that's what we're going to see. Thomas Trord, one of the first metaphysicians that I came in contact with as far as his work, he writes, Thomas Trord puts the process of visualization succinctly when he says, having seen and felt the end, you have willed the means to the realization of the end. In other words, we have to see it clearly in our own mind. Mike Dooley suggests that in order to enhance this visualization, that we use something called a vision board or a treasure map. That's often what Unity has called it. Has anyone here ever created a vision board or a treasure map? Yes, we have. We have. I'm sure there's many stories out there about them. He goes on to say that the power of a vision board, it lies in the fact that it's filled with images of the end results you wish to possess or experience. Completely stepping out of a house, you see the end results. And he also says in this vision board that not only must we put out the material things that we want to see, but we can also include the emotions on this board that we want to feel. Put the emotions such as a picture of you being happy. And then he says also, maybe include a note that you have written to yourself, congratulating you on achieving your dream. Or perhaps another note from an employer or someone thanking you in advance for what you have done. What he's encouraging us to do is to create the feelings, and put ourselves in the dream. I remember my first vision board was for a car. And it was so important for me to have a car with automatic windows. Am I dating myself? Whoa! But I knew, and it had a phone in it. It had a telephone, right in here, a phone. And I thought to myself, wow, everything on that vision in that car manifested itself. The phone was a little extra, but everything manifested itself. Now, I know you're saying this is poo-poo crazy. Some of you are saying that. Others of you know that it works. But whatever I teach on this platform, don't take it and just swallow it. Go home and try it. Go home and try it in your life. And then see how that works. And then we take this vision board, and he says that we look at it. We don't stare at it every day. We just put it where we see it, maybe just leaning against the wall or in your office, and see what happens. The story is told in a story that's written on treasure mapping says, in her writings, Catherine Ponder describes treasure mapping. She suggests that you paste pictures of what you want or need on a piece of cardboard and then post the treasure map where you see it often. Viewing your pictures of a car, a house, a boat, or whatever dramatically impresses your subconscious mind with your desire, and with deep impression attracts the desired experience into your life, if doubt does not interfere. Some years ago, I composed a treasure map because my goal was a visit to the Orient. Someone gave me a travel poster to use. Included in them was a poster of Ireland, which I hung over my desk since this poster was quite beautiful. However, I did not desire, as part of my travel plans, to visit Ireland, so eventually I removed the poster. But I was too late. The following year, my travels unexpectedly led me to England, and I also had a completely unscheduled trip to Northern Ireland. It was on the boat to Ireland that I remembered the poster over my desk and then recognized the connection. She didn't stare at that poster, but it was there, making an impression on her mind. I did a treasure map when I came for an interview here 12 years ago. I came back, I first did an org chart that I felt the org chart of the church could be. Well, that org chart has manifested and expanded and expanded. And thank you, God. But for me, it's necessary to write it down and get clear about it. The next thing I did, and many of you have ever been in my office, it just came out of my office when they redid my office a year or so ago. But it came out of my office. It leaned against my wall, behind the door, because it was not the most beautiful vision board in the world. Do you understand me? But I'm going to have the courage to share it with you this morning. This is a vision board. And these are some of the things that I put on this vision board for our community. And this vision board is 12 years old. But here, give of yourself. A welcome at church. Welcoming is important. People that come here, first-time guests, if you don't feel welcome, then you will never hear our message. That's important, that we be a welcoming community, and we are. 10 essential leadership skills. I wanted to really be a great leader. First impressions are important. Creating community, building a great leader, taking the next great step. Weddings. See how big weddings are here? I'm such a wonderful minister that loves to do weddings, okay? So, but I love weddings. I love to see the happiness. And I didn't put it on here, but I also love memorial services. I love to be there to support people in a time of crisis, in a time of need. Tasting the fruit of silence, important. Giving back to the community. We have a strong outreach program in this church. Giving back to the community. Releasing the power of God. Teamwork. Affirming our staff. Technology, wireless revolution. We're still working on that one, okay? We're still working. Getting to know all about you. And recognizing greatness in kids. The children of the world are truly mine, and they are yours. Family ministry, important in this community. And then I put here, time for a change. That was for me. Time to change my life. Expand your consciousness. So this vision board is made up of pictures, and it's also made up of positive affirmations. And we don't have to work so hard on it. We don't have to know the hows it's going to happen. We just have to believe in our dream and know that it will happen. So your assignment this week, if you choose to accept it. My dear friends, your assignment this week, if you choose to accept it, is to pick one area of your life. It might be finances. It might be relationships. It might be creative expression. It might be one area of your life that you are truly dreaming. It might be health. And create a vision board. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. But find these pictures and these sayings that match that vision in your heart. In your heart. Put it down there. Lean it against your wall. Put it where sometimes only you can see it. You will not have to hold it up in front of the entire congregation. I promise. I promise. Are you willing to try that? Yes. Let's try that again. Are you willing to try that? Yes. And you're willing to share the results with me? Yes. And will you be patient with it? Yes. This vision board is 12 years old. Be patient. Thank you. You can use the backside too. Well, there's a... I think we have someone that may be teaching treasure mapping here in no time. I thank you this morning for allowing me to review, a quick review in our book, and then also just to share with the vision board how important it is. And I also want to say one other thing, quick, about visualization. You know, when you sit down to vision, you want to take into this process of visualization, which you're going to do 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. You want to take into this process, you want to prime that process. You want to be sure you're in the right mood to sit down and visualize. So you do some type of spiritual reading. You listen to some type of inspirational music. You know, you listen to something that validates you and gives you confidence and reminds you of who and what you are, a perfect child of God. And then when you prime yourself, sit down and do that visualization. And remember, as you do it, you are co-creating your world with God. I'm looking forward to seeing your vision boards. I love you. I bless you. I behold the living presence of the divine within you. And so it is. Amen.
I've been thinking, yes, I have. Some call it wishful thinking, I know. About this way the life could be. So much sadness seems like not enough gladness. Seems to me like a vision is a dangerous thing. If you can see it, then you start to feel it. And the next thing you know, you believe, and that's when dreams begin to come true. Oh. So with all your heart and your soul, start right now, really take control. Turn our dreams into reality. And until you do, I'll be dreaming for me and you. We'll see together what a dream can do. We'll discover how to make dreams real. Yeah, said seeing is believing, so let the dream begin. If you can see it, then you start to feel it. And the next thing you know, you believe, and that's when you begin to see them come true. Oh, so with all your heart and your soul, start right now, really take control. Turn these dreams into reality. Oh yeah, I know we'll change this world, but first you're gonna have to believe. Hey, we can change this world, but first you're gonna have to dream. Everybody dream. Turn your dreams into reality. Dream. Everybody dream. Turn your dreams into reality. Dream of peace. Dream of justice. Dream of healing. Dream of loving. Dream. Everybody dream. Turn your dreams into reality. I want you to dream of caring, dream of hunger, dream of sharing with one another. Dream, everybody dream. Turn your dreams into reality. Oh, now dream of spirit, dream of glory, dream of ancient story. Dream, everybody dream. Turn your dreams into reality. I want you to dream of peace, dream of justice, dream of healing, dream of loving, dream of spirit, dream of glory, and dream of the ancient story. Dream and the ancient of the story. Dream, oh, glory. Dream, everybody dream. Turn your dreams into reality. Said dream, everybody dream. Turn your dreams into reality. Thank you very much. That's Tuck and Patty. Thank you.
I want to remind you, call your attention to your bulletin for a moment. You'll notice that on the 28th of February that I teach a class on Thursday mornings at 10:30. We call it the minister's class. And I teach that class, but on the 28th, we're actually going to show the movie from the book here. It's an hour and 15-minute movie, about an hour and 15 minutes. Everyone is invited. I know Thursday mornings, I don't know how many of you are available, but make yourself available if possible. This movie is dynamite. It is, Mike Dooley presents it. Come and be a part of it, and then stay for a potluck lunch, okay? So let's bring our ushers forth as we prepare to receive our tithes and our gifts and our offerings. Let's just go within. Just go within for a moment and center ourselves in this one presence and this one power. This presence and this power that we co-create with. We give thanks that we understand this spiritual law of circulation, this law of giving and receiving, giving thanks that the giving activates that law, and we are grateful. We're grateful for those that are streaming with us today. We're grateful for each other. Now let's affirm together our offertory blessing. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And silently. Thank you, God. Amen. So we take just a moment and we bless these gifts. We bless the gifts that's been received in the mail this week. We bless all those participating in our consistent giving program, unexpected income program. We bless all of these gifts. And we send them forth to fulfill our vision and mission of a transformed world. Thank you. Thank you, God. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. I have some great news to share with you this morning. You like great news, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Well, you know, we use some of these same principles that we're teaching and manifesting this great news. But as you may remember that we have been without a youth and family ministry director since about the 15th of October. And we had Reverend Nancy Mayella, Reverend. She moved to our executive director, and we've had a vacancy. So Nancy's been doing double duty. You know what that's like sometimes, doing double duty. Well, we have manifested a wonderful, wonderful youth and family ministry director. She grew up attending the Unity Church in Butte, Montana. She was a Unity Sunday school teacher as a teen. She began attending at Unity Minneapolis 16 years ago, and for the last 7 years has served in multiple roles in our youth and family ministry. She currently serves with the Unity Teens as an enthusiastic facilitator of our whole lives. She's joining us after 11 years at General Mills. She also serves on the Give Us Wings board. In 2017, she won the Restoring Hope Award for her dedication to this organization. She's a certified practitioner in the Myers-Briggs Personality Assessment and is currently pursuing her certification as a trainer in Dale Carnegie Leadership Development. She is committed to the mission and vision of joyfully serving youth and families in a safe, loving environment devoted to spiritual exploration and honoring our connections as unique expressions of God. She is truly excited about beginning this new journey with us. She steps into this new journey. Today is her first day at work. And she is our new Youth and Family Ministry Director. Would you please give a warm welcome to Cassidy Meeks?
Good morning, everyone. I would just like to first say thank you to Reverend Pat for that warm introduction, and thank you to everybody who participated in the process, in the hiring process, and I owe so much to this congregation, to all the volunteers. I'm so excited for what's to come in serving these youths and these families and all of you, and so thank you again, and I look forward to working with all of you.
All right.
Certified Myers-Briggs. I get that. Whoa, I get that. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Let's bring our children in, okay? Let's stand together as we bring them in.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Good morning. Good morning, baby. So today's Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. Good, just tracking. Tomorrow night is Full Moon Drum Circle, 6:30 to 9:30. Come any time of that you can. All ages are welcome. See if you can keep up. I don't know if Hugo, our resident star, is going to be there. He's 3, and he's amazing. See if you can keep up with him, but it's 6:30 to 9, upstairs in a Fillmore room. Come whenever, leave whenever. Drums will be provided. If you don't have any, bring your own. I think I covered it all.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, yeah. And also, you can come back for lunch after the second service today, and then we'll also have our annual meeting. We'd love to see you back. Let us know our prayer for protection is printed in your bulletin. Together we know that the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine, and all is well. And our peace song.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Creator, and we
Have a great week.
Big thanks to Mary Burns Klinger for joining us and helping us out with music today.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy, and they say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy, he was so sad of eye, but very wise was he. But then one day, one magic day, he passed my way. Why, but you spoke of many things, fools and kings. Now this he said to me, the greatest thing you'll ever learn, it's just to love and be loved in return. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy, and they say he wandered very far over land and sea. A little shy, he was so sad of eye, but very wise was he. Oh, but then one day, one magic day, he passed my way. Well, he spoke of many things, fools and kings. This he said to me, the greatest thing anyone can ever learn, yeah. Well, it's just to love. Everybody's got to love and be loved in return. You got to be loved in return. You got to be loved in return. Be loved in return. Be loved. Be loved in return. In return. Woo. Yeah, that was super fun. Yeah.